is The Latin Girl Speaks of Rivers. And this is a homage to a poet that meant a great deal to me when I was age 15, 16 years old. Langston Hughes, the African-American poet Langston Hughes, wrote a poem, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. And he has a line in it, my soul has grown deep like the river. And when I was 14, 15 years old, that resonated with me. You know, I was a 14-year-old girl. My soul has grown deep like the river. So this is an homage. The Latin Girl Speaks of Rivers. When I wrote about the Serpentine River, I was really writing about a race. When I wrote about the moon over an oak tree, I was writing about a preteen pregnancy. When I wrote about the crystalline sea, I was writing all the horror around me into intricate symmetry. I was writing my heart out. I was writing myself back in. When I wrote about heart, I imagined a muscle of infinite distance, of the brave little choo-choo times 10. I was dreaming about a heart-shaped boat, an extension of my past, my trapped beginnings. When I wrote of a river, it was one I could get myself into twice. It was wide as an Anglo-dammed Nile, long as the Negro Mississippi. I wanted to wrench myself a new closure. I wanted the tourniquet and the cannon. I wanted the white water to sail me to a place where the journey never ends, instead of the endless fluid night. I wanted the fissures to heal of their own magma. I wanted something of the banks to make clay, to make me a setting at someone's bountiful table. I wanted real silver on the plates of that liquid past. I wanted its icy skin to burn against mine, to cleave with each laugh and run like the fallen log I was. I wanted the box of my childhood to open. I wrote longing in some minor key about a crystalline river, about the telling moon, about a single leaf that could carry me home, about the knowing sea inside me. And to go along with that, I'll read a very early poem. This is one of my most anthologized poems. And it was written for that Freeway 280. I grew up right there by the exchange, the Freeway 280 and Bird Avenue, or Bird Ave. I knew I was living in the barrio because my street was bilingual. Bird Ave. So this is an early poem, and it's divided up into 6 sections. And I won't read the section numbers, I'll just pause between the sections. This is a poem called Beneath the Shadow of the Freeway. And anyone who doesn't speak Spanish? Yes? There are some. I couldn't speak Spanish. That's the great irony of my life. I'm a Chicano poet, and I grew up not speaking Spanish. It was forbidden in my family. My mother used to say, people are going to judge you by how you speak. And she wanted to make sure I didn't have an accent. But as if I could cover up who I am and what I am. I'm going to wear a mask. But anyway, so there are some invented words. I recently have some poems that's coming out in anthology in Mexico and translated into Spanish, including this poem. And I'm very excited. It's the first time my whole poetry has been translated into Spanish because I hear it's very difficult to translate, particularly my Spanish. They translate my Spanish into Spanish. So I have a word called borracho, and it means to be on a drinking spree. A borracho is a drunk, like an alcoholic. So borrachando is the process of that, right? And it's not correct Spanish. Sal si puedes means get out if you can. This is the neighborhood that Cesar Chavez lived in, grew up in East Side San Jose. He lived in San Jose for a while. You know, the farm workers movement, Cesar Chavez. So it's get out if you can. Los Altos, you know where Los Altos is, right? Outside of Stanford, Palo Alto. Los Altos, of course, means the height. Beneath the shadow of the freeway. Across the street, the freeway. Blind worm, wrapping the valley up from Los Altos to Sal si puedes. I watched it from my porch, unwinding. Every day at dusk, as Grandma watered geraniums, the shadow of the freeway lengthened. We were a woman's family, Grandma, our innocent queen, Mama, swift knight, fearless warrior. Mama wanted to be princess instead. I know that, even now. She dreams of taffeta and foot-high tiaras. And myself, I could never decide. So I turned to books so staunch, upright men. I became scribe, translator of foreign mail, interpreting letters from the government, notices of dissolved marriages and welfare stipulations. I paid the bills. His like man work, fixed faucets, insured everything against all. Before rain, I noticed seagulls. They walk in flocks, cautious across lawns, with splayed toes, indecisive beaks. Grandma says seagulls need storm. In California, in the summer, mockingbirds sing all night. Grandma says they are singing for their nesting wives. They don't leave their families for that jungle. She likes the ways of birds, respects how they show themselves for toast or a whistle. She believes in myths and birds, and she trusts only what she builds with her own hands. She built her own house, coffee, disheveled carpentry, after living for 25 years with a man who tried to kill her. Grandma, from the hills of Santa Barbara, I would open my eyes to see her stir mush in the morning, her hair in loose braids, tucked close around her head with a yellow scarf. And Mama said, it's her own fault getting screwed by a man for that long. Sure as shit wasn't hard. Soft she was. Soft. In the night, I would hear glass bottles shattering the street, words cracking into shrill screams. Inside my throat, a cold fear as it enters the house in hard, unsteady steps, stopping at my my door. My name, bathrobe, slippers. Outside, a 3 a.m. mist, heavy as a breath for the whiskey. Stop it! Go home! Come inside, Mama! If he comes here again, I'll call the police. Inside, a gray kitten, a touchstone, purring beneath the quilt Grandma stitched from his suit. The patchwork seam of mockingbird. You're too soft. Always were. You'll get nothing but shit. Babies don't count on nobody. A mother's wisdom. Soft. I haven't changed. Maybe grown more silent, cynical on the outside. Oh, Mom, with what's inside of me, I could wash that all away. I could. But, Mama, if you're good to them, they'll be good to you back. Back. The freeway is across the street. It's summer now, and every night I sleep with a gentle man to the hymn of mockingbirds. And in time, I plant geraniums. I tie up my hair into loose braids, and I trust only what I have built with my own